Okay, thanks for coming back to the second part. So this second part is just chiefly about trolling, um, and just people who like to stir up trouble, or people who just like to ruffle people's feathers. And I mean, I think it's dangerous to sit and do that armchair internet diagnosis, which I've seen people do that, of other YouTubers. I just think that's ridiculous because it's just ridiculous. Not only from a professional standpoint of view, um, but it's such a controlled atmosphere. So you're not really seeing all necessarily. Even people who do realistic things. There could be all sorts of things going on that you really can't be privy to. So, I really don't recommend that people say, oh, well, this person's a sociopath, or they're a narcissist, or, whatever the idea that they might have in their mind as to why they are acting these ways. Instead, I want to use my favorite method of categorizing these behaviors, because once you understand some of the possibilities, they pretty much only fit into these certain slots, and you can kind of see it coming at you, and you can figure out how you want to respond depending upon what you want to do with what they're trying to do. Because it's always it's a balance of power and shift game, right? As far as people can hijack your entire video in the threads and take it off to these places that everyone's becoming reactionary, because they're being offended or whatever the case may be, and warranted as it is, to be understandably irritated when somebody just is trying purposefully to get on your nerves, or just likes to see you irritated, or what have you. So in the 70s, when I was growing up, there was, I think his name is Eric Beale. Trying to remember. Anyway, there was a certain kind of therapy called transactional analysis. People refer to it as TA. And once it was developed, Eric Byrne, that's right. Once it was developed, and the way that it's used in therapy, I'm not going to talk about that. But just to give you sort of like a general idea, they had the ego and the child and the adult and the child. Oh wait, no. I'm saying it wrong. I'm getting Freud and him mixed up. They were like a parent or an adult or a child. That's what it is. And you can react out of any of those, or act out of any of those, to another person who is going to receive you, depending upon where they are, either at that same level or above or below, so to say. Okay. And there were these recognitions of games that people play with each other in between these, and part of them had to do with figuring out how you think of yourself in relation to that other person. Like that, if you've ever seen that book, I'm Okay, You're Okay, that's supposed to be like the balanced one, right? There's every other variation. I'm not okay, you're okay, I'm not okay, you're not okay. Goes on and on and on. And then there's these ways that he describes as different ways that you structure and take up your time. Okay. And then these interpersonal games, and these are not like, when I say games, I'm not saying like the desired way to spend your interactions. These are kind of I don't know, want to say they're inauthentic, but they're ways that people act because either they're trying to get a certain reaction out of you, or pardon me, they themselves don't have the maturity in some fashion, because we're all, growing in different levels of maturity, to, whatever. So the first one that they ever talked about was, why don't you, yes, but. And if you've ever tried to have a conversation with someone who's just dead set on something that they cannot do, like lose weight or stop smoking or whatever, it's the, well, have you tried it? Yeah, but, and it goes on and on and on. And, sometimes people are just looking for sympathy, right? Or sometimes they're just looking for someone to listen, what have you. Okay, so the games go on, and I'm not going to describe everyone, but I will say them because the names of them pretty much describe them. Okay, if it weren't for you, if you've ever heard these in conversations, or if you've yourself ever said these, why does this always happen to me? See what you made me do. You got me into this, which is every like Abbott and Costello routine, right? Or no, that was more Laurel and Hardy. Sorry. Okay. You got me into this, which is another one of theirs, right? Look how hard I've tried. I'm only trying to help you. Okay. Let's you and him fight. So it's like staging up this, fight to watch for their entertainment. Okay. And this, I don't know why I had a fascination with this as a kid. Maybe it was because it was like one of the times where I heard adults swearing, and it was like okay to swear or whatever. Because I had certain times in my life where certain adults did and certain adults didn't have it. This one is Niggy Sob. Now I've got you, you SOB. Okay. Which, that's the one that I see a lot on YouTube. People deciding who that other person is, just making a snap judgment, and then following it through to make sure that that person is shown up as that kind of a jerk or idiot, or whatever word they'll want to say. So if you can condense, let's say someone's saying something, and it'll make you feel strange or put off center, or you really don't know why they're saying it. If you can kind of watch how they interact with others, what is their aim? And if you could figure out what that is, you can really make a decision about how you do want to respond, and what you want to respond to, and what you don't want to feed the energy of, right? And that's a great way to just approach any part of it, is, you don't feed energy, positive or negative, to negative energy that you just don't want to waste your time with, right? But that doesn't always mean that things are, gonna go away. Things won't, just because you've ignored it doesn't mean it's not happening, right? So a lot of times people will think if they have said the right combination of words or something, then such and such wouldn't have happened. And that's not necessarily true, because what that person may or may not be aware of, right, is giving you the cards to play the way they want you to play that game. And the only thing you can do is say, well, I don't play that game, or I don't play it with those rules. And then it's just like being a kid on a playground. Fine. And they throw back the ball to you or whatever it is, and they won't play with you because they want to do something else. Okay, so fine. But in between that, people get very hurt. And I think it was Phoenix 101. I should put up that video. He was talking about how people just get so hurt on the internet because it's a click of a mouse, and there you go. And I think if people really took an idea as far as it's human beings, there's no way that they'd talk to each other that way. So I wish you all the best. Peace on your heart.